undocumented. What was it? Confessions. We can't talk about these confessions. Gotta get like the black, like deep voice ones.
Yeah, deep voice. So I was down out there. Welcome back to Grind Mode Mobile Radio. This is Unfiltered. I'm Ian James.
This is Jay Skyline, and Happy New Year. New Year. 2019. We still the same people though. I stopped doing resolutions years ago.
We all grew up from last year. You see how much we grown.
Championship J in straight format right here. We'll talk about that a little later though. But y'all know what time it is. New Year's still the same. Top 10 and we're gonna first 10. My bad. Top 10s next week. First 10. Hey man, no, because I don't know, like, cause y'all gonna look at me as a hater, but y'all know again, Rams fan first, distant second place, but close between them and the Bears. It's the Steelers for me. But I'm critical because I don't know what the hell's going on, James. Like, what the hell just happened this week? Antonio Brown's beefing with Ben Roethlisberger. He threw a ball at him at practice. They can't get in contact with the man, so he didn't go to any meetings or anything before the game. A game that was for a playoff spot. Shout out to the Steelers for winning, but still not making the playoffs. And Antonio Brown left before the end of the first quarter. Like, he wasn't going to play, but he left the game midway before. Again, it was like 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Damn.
So, from what I found out from my sources. So, now there's rumors Antonio Brown saying he wants to trade. The team came out recently and said he doesn't want to trade. He did say earlier today that Ryan Clark was an Uncle Tom. Dare you to say that to his face.
Okay.
And apparently I haven't seen it yet, but apparently he's supposed to have a one-on-one interview with James Harrison, who I quote hates Mike Tomlin. So that's gonna be an interesting interview. On this, I will admit that I might be wrong because I was a big person on keep Antonio Brown, let Le'Veon Bell go. If you pay Le'Veon Bell, I literally think Le'Veon Bell shuts the fuck up and he just plays football. I think that's that would be, y'all have already paid Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And he's not shut the fuck up. He's been doing stupid shit since that time he did that live Instagram thing in the locker room, which if I was Mike Tomlin, I might have stole off on him. Give him the old Woody Hayes. If y'all old enough, if y'all seen the video, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like with Antonio Brown is he's either 30 or 29, so he's way too old. We're past that, he's young stage in his career where you threw a grown man temper tantrum for a week. Like, your team has a playoff game, and again, I'll get to Ben because I think I have issues with Ben. I've had issues with Ben because I don't think Ben's a good leader. Like, if we're talking about Hall of Fame quarterbacks that aren't good leaders, Ben's up there. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but I don't really want to follow this dude in the war. Because I feel like he's gonna be well, he got shot because of some shit he did. He ain't gonna he ain't gonna try to carry me back, and that's how I feel about Ben.
Every once in a while, he'll get a block up there.
I'm talking about I'm talking about how Ben throws his other players under the bus whenever things go bad. If he goes to interviews, he did it a few weeks ago to Antonio Brown, which I do not understand. That interception he threw to that lineman at the end of the Broncos game. He tried to say that Antonio Brown didn't run a tight enough route. If Antonio Brown's route was supposed to run in between a lineman, then y'all were telling him to run straight down the line in between the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman, which I've never seen anybody run that play before.
That would be one hell of a play.
So that one, when he said that, I'm like, he doesn't I don't blame Ben for that interception. That was a wild interception. But don't tell me that Antonio Brown's route was the reason that interception was thrown. Because that makes no sense to me. Same thing with the interception with the Patriots last year after the catch by Jesse James or Jeremy James, whatever his name is called.
Yeah, Jesse James.
The catch by Jesse James was called not a touchdown, which it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
One of the greatest Scarface song titles ever, Jesse James.
When he didn't have to throw that interception. If they didn't score right, if they had just kicked the field goal, it wouldn't overtime. That's what I always said. Ben Roethlisberger threw an interception to where there was only other people. Mm-hmm. There was never anybody from the Steelers there. It was just all Patriots players. So Ben does stuff like that to me. Back to Antonio Brown. Y'all got to trade him. It's over.
Trade him?
It's right. And the thing is, his contract is ridiculous, so they can't trade him.
Yeah.
If they do, they're going to lose a bunch of money. They're going to lose a bunch of cap money. But
you mean they'll have room?
No. Because of his guarantees on his contract, even if they trade him, the Steelers have to pay his guarantees.
How much is guaranteed?
19 mil.
How many more years is that on top?
It's a new contract. It's 3 or 4 years. Yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, we made a mistake. Like, they probably should have just paid Le'Veon Bell and let Antonio's contract. Again, because I also believe that Juju Smith-Schuster will be better than Antonio Brown. He's taller. He's more of a regular wide receiver height. He is a closer to the Odell Beckham's, Julio Jones's, DeAndre Hopkins in stature. Antonio Brown's the small dude. Mm-hmm. Antonio Brown is more of in line with who's a smaller. They're still just good. Like he's closer in size to C. Smith.
Yeah, C. Smith.
Which C. Smith is a Hall of Fame, top 10 all-time wide receiver. But he's more of that stature. The thing is, Steve Smith was out here ready to fight people, and Antonio Brown's soft. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's the difference. I believe if 5 whatever, Steve Smith can run over some people. I don't think that about Antonio Brown.
No.
And again,
other than the kicker.
That was kick.
I agree.
And the other thing was, again, I've never seen Antonio Brown play good without Ben Roethlisberger. I don't even remember Antonio Brown's highlights in Western Michigan.
All right. So if you're saying that if he leaves, he's gonna fold.
Go get that money as much as you can, Antonio Brown. But I don't think things are gonna be as great as you thought it was. And this is coming from seeing a player that at some point in the last few years was on pace to break basically all of Jerry Rice's records. That's gone away now because of certain things. But at one point in the last 2 or 3 years ago, he was on pace to destroy Jerry Rice's records. Mm-hmm. So. But again, this was all with Roethlisberger. When Michael Vick was out there, it wasn't good. With Landry Jones out there, it's not that good. With whatever random other dude you could think of out there, we haven't really seen him out there with Dobbs. Yeah. Dobbs had one good throw. Man, you know how how worried I was when that happened because I'm because again, just how I talk about the white communities, when I've heard rumors down in Carolina that when Derek Anderson was the backup quarterback, that there were people down there that was we need to give Derek Anderson a try. With their quarterback being Cam fucking Newton. Yeah. Which I'm I don't care. That's just not how this is going to work. No. We're not benching Cam Newton for Derek Anderson. No. And it's the same thing when I might not like Ben as a person, but the black community in Pittsburgh is full-blown ready to, that one pass by Dobbs who is the most light-skinned I've ever seen. But we was ready. It was oh, yeah, Ben could go home.
Yo, come on.
He had to throw Mahomes out there so far.
Mahomes is lighter than Dobbs.
Mahomes might be black and Hispanic though. Dobbs, Dobbs went to Tennessee by choice. But Dobbs, y'all was ready. It was Roethlisberger, go retire. It's cool. Dobbs threw 130-yard pass, and we don't got to go back to you anymore. That was what it was. Again, I will call all white people for being racist, but I'm gonna let y'all know the black people ready to get rid of Ben Roethlisberger in the same way. Y'all thought Dennis Dixon was gonna take that job too, and that was never gonna happen. It was never gonna happen. Why y'all think we love Charlie Batch so much?
No,
we Charlie Batch might be
he's a hometown hero.
That's cool too, but he's one of the most loved backup quarterbacks in NFL history.
I would have liked him.
If he could have started, we would have worked.
If we had him back in '96, whenever he.
So again, it's a two-way street with this stuff. But let me get back to the two-way street. In the past few weeks, we've talked about how we think the city, the other side, has been really unfair about Mike Tomlin and trying to get him fired. Okay. If they don't handle this Antonio Brown situation properly, I'll be on that side next year. Because I'm not mad because of the performance on the field. I don't think I think the team has always played somewhat like this, but I think again we don't talk about the years where Bill Cowher wasn't making the playoffs. We don't talk about that. I think we can get through that. I think people have been unfair about how Mike Tomlin doesn't control the team. I do believe that somebody needs to go down from up top and tell him he needs to fire Joey Porter. I don't think that should be left in Mike Tomlin's hands anymore.
But you think Joey Porter?
I don't know why Joey Porter's even there.
He's emotional support. He's out there. He's getting people running down the field.
Come on.
Yeah.
There are certain people that are coaching on the staff who I do not believe have legitimate coaching decisions. They're just chilling, talking to people. I don't think they're doing anything. And Joey Porter's likely just to get in a fight with somebody on the sideline and fuck shit up like that.
Yeah.
Cardinal Lake for head coach.
So, yeah, that's my thing with, you got to get rid of his friends and tell him, this got to be, a legitimate organization and start hiring legitimate football people. But, yeah, and the fact, like I said, because at this point, because they came out today and said they're going to handle the Antonio Brown thing in-house. The fuck? I'm sorry, at this point, y'all need to make you need to make it, public. This is where you need to, lay the law down and make sure everybody else can't cross this line. And I don't think you need to go extreme like how Tom Coughlin just ethered T.J. Yeldon and Leonard Fournette the other day. We'll talk about it a little later. But like he went out of his way to embarrass those two recently. I don't think it needs to be like that. Because for one thing, if I'm Leonard Fournette, I'm out. But
we'll wrap up right here. Just the talk on Steelers Antonio Brown situation here on the top or on the first 10. Damn it, on the first 10, and we now are just gonna roll it in. We
might as well roll straight into the Jacksonville situation real quick.
All right.
Tom Coughlin, president of the football operations down in Jacksonville, decided to write a end of the season letter about the last season in the game where Leonard Fournette was hurt and T.J. Yeldon was on active roster but didn't play. And I guess he didn't like their sitting etiquette because they were sitting on the bench and they didn't seem that interested in a game that didn't matter. On top of that, the Jacksonville Jaguars took away all the guarantees in Leonard Fournette's contract because of the suspension earlier this year. Great job with your rookie running back who's definitely going to fucking leave.
T.J. Yeldon?
Leonard Fournette.
Leonard Fournette.
T.J. Yeldon's contract's up, and I actually think T.J. Yeldon's a decent running back.
He is a decent running back.
So he's going to fucking leave too. But, have fun with Blake Bortles again. Also, Jalen Ramsey wants out, too. So this whole Jacksonville thing fell apart real quick.
I think they have to get rid of Blake. If they don't get rid of Blake, they need somebody.
If they don't get rid of Blake, the city of Jacksonville should just tell them.
What if Eli comes down there?
I thought that might happen, but I actually because Tom Coughlin and Eli won the titles together. Because Tom Coughlin was the core coach of the Giants when they won those titles.
Okay.
But and actually, there's like a real chance that Eli Manning still might be the quarterback of the Giants next year.
Yeah, there might be. Yeah, I could believe that.
They need to let that go.
So, sliding into place, let's look into, which I found out today that Malachi found out from me earlier that it's called this, what happened this week on Black Monday. Which hurts.
It hurts.
Which, the bad part of this week it turned into literally Black Monday because most of the black coaches in the league were fired this week. We'll talk about, first and foremost, we'll get the first two out of the way. Hugh Jackson, who, this is the other issue. At least 3 out of the 5 black coaches that lost their job this year fully deserved to lose their job. Hugh Jackson was one of them. Hugh Jackson lost his job, and McCartney lost his job from the Packers before the season ended. That's fine.
He's not black.
No, he's not black. No, we're talking about all the coaches, but I'm just saying, like, Hugh Jackson, there was one.
He is from Pittsburgh, though.
Wait, which one?
McCarthy.
I knew that the next one I was getting into, the one that I told y'all should have been fired a decade ago, Marvin Lewis finally got fired. He's from McDonald, PA.
For real? Him too?
Yeah, I found that out.
Oh. All right.
So, like I said, that's another coach. I always forget the name of the dude from the Vance Joseph from the Broncos. The West Coast quarterback, especially the black ones, I've never heard of. I don't know the name of the Chargers quarterback, but he still got a job. He's black.
No, a coach, not quarterback.
Coach.
What?
Yeah, their coach is still black.
Oh, yeah.
The coach is still black. He retained his blackness.
Steve Wilkes.
No Michael Jackson. No Sammy Sosa over here. Like, what kind of...
Steve Wilkes got fired from the Cardinals. I don't think he should have been fired because he was only 1 year into the job. I don't think he should have ever got the coaching job either. But I don't think there's no reason for anybody to get fired from 1 year. I just don't believe that. I also don't think the dude from the Broncos should have got fired. Vance Joseph should have got fired. He did decent for what they were giving him. Y'all hired Case Keenum.
Yeah.
Like, it's not his fault. Y'all told him that Case Keenum had to be his quarterback.
And then you got rid of Demaryius Thomas halfway through the season. I mean, the running backs, what was it? Philip Lindsay was doing right. He was about to break that 1,000 yards for.
I thought he did.
No, he got injured. I thought. I'll have to double check. I thought he broke his. I thought he tore something.
Oh, your team fired their head coach, Adam Gase. He's white though. We're talking about all the coaches. I was just bringing up. We'll bring up the grand scheme of what the black coaches she was in a second. So yeah, he got fired, but we knew that. And Todd Bowles is the last of the black coaches to get fired. But Todd Bowles, the Jets coach, deserved to be fired. We thought that was coming.
Jets coach.
But do you really think that was?
And Derek Cutter was fired from the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are stupid though, because they're going to try to hire somebody who's stupid. They are. They just are. They're out here trying to. They said they're going to try to hire a college coach that just got fired from Texas Tech, and Texas Tech wasn't good. So I'm like, y'all go ahead and do that. So, they also hired the dude from Rutgers a couple years ago, so that shows you what they're trying to do out here. But in quick understanding, Todd Bowles, Vance Joseph, Marvin Lewis, Hugh Jackson, all fired, and Steve Wilkes. 5 black coaches out of this season. Only 3 minority coaches left. The reason I say minority is because Ron Rivera of the Panthers is Hispanic, and that counts. Like, that does count. I think there's been the amount of good Hispanic players in this league, like some of the greatest of all time, like Tony Gonzalez. I do believe that there should be at least. I'm not saying that half the league should be black and Hispanic coaches, but like I understand that we need to speak about Ron Rivera being the only Hispanic coach too. That's a problem too. And Mike Tomlin and the Chargers head coach, which at some point I'll get the name of.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna look him up. Phil Lindsay did get his 1,000 yards. I'm sorry.
He's getting fired just because no one knows his name.
Well, the only reason he didn't get fired is because he made the playoffs. Mike Tomlin's in the situation that the Rooneys don't fire people. Like,
great job, buddy.
Which that might not matter next year. At least to me, it might.
Anthony Lynn.
Anthony Lynn.
That don't even sound black. Like, I'm not gonna remember that. That's like Jeremy Lynn. I mean, like, that don't make no sense. He needs to get fired.
Yo, damn! Whoa.
His name.
So that's
He needs to add a "den" to his name. Linden sounds more black.
So, and honestly, if I'm looking into next year, if the Steelers and Panthers don't play well, both of them will be fired. If the Steelers go, let's say the Steelers win 6 or less games, or go in like a long ass stretch of just losing games, he'll probably be fired.
I could probably.
Ron Rivera's in the same stretch because they have Cam Newton, and Cam Newton's getting old.
But I think they might have a chance though. I think Panthers have a chance to go back.
I think both the Steelers and the Panthers have a chance to go back. I'm just saying that if shit doesn't get corrected, especially with the Steelers' issues with Antonio Brown, and guess what? Le'Veon Bell ain't coming back. There's gonna be issues if they trade Antonio Brown, and I think Juju's the number 1 receiver, but you still need number 2.
And Martavis Bryant ain't it?
He's in Oakland.
I meant. I'm sorry.
What, Washington?
Washington. Ain't
First
nothing.
thing, back to my Ben Roethlisberger issues. Ben Roethlisberger ethered Washington for like half the year publicly. Like, just ethered this man constantly publicly.
McDonald's is go-to.
McDonald. Yeah.
Even Jesse James came out today and said this place is like a cartoon or something, or like a soap opera. Jesse James said it's like a soap opera. He's on free agency, so I don't think he's coming back. If you're
Jesse James, yeah, say what you gotta say.
Like if you say that stuff out loud, you're not coming back.
Yeah, it's a rap, especially if you're not a main player.
Yeah.
So,
I think I don't know. I think the Panthers have a chance to come back. I think they just need to find that receiver.
I think they have. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that because they never have. You know who the best receiver on the team is?
Christian McCaffrey.
Just like, I guess who's the best running back on the team is?
Christian McCaffrey.
Cam Newton's still the best running back.
Oh well, yeah.
That's the problem. The quarterback is the best running back. The running back is the best wide receiver.
Oh, you guys still got one of the best tight ends out there.
Greg Olson's constantly hurt.
This year he was pretty hurt. Yeah, he was banged up.
So let's get into it before we get into our miscellaneous stuff that we missed going into the new year and stuff that happened in the new year. Let's get these picks in for this weekend. This weekend's wildcard weekend. We can tell you right now the number 1 seeds in both conferences, the Chiefs and the Saints. Number 2 seeds are the Patriots and the Rams. They both get bye weeks, so we do not see them this week.
All right, Saturday, starting it up. 4:35 p.m.
Didn't I joke about this the last time we were here about we always get the Texans game as the early Saturday game that's on ESPN?
Yeah.
Because ESPN gets 1 playoff game a year, and it's always the Texans.
That's funny.
Colts and Texans.
Colts and Texans, divisional game.
3rd time they play this year.
3rd time, yep.
And then the Texans will probably lose in the first round again.
I can't believe that. That's the thing. You don't think... You think
I want Deshaun Watson, and
I want to see
I
it.
like everybody on that team. I like Deshaun Watson. I like Hopkins. I like J.J. Watt. I don't think J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt's like the John Cena of the NFL to me.
The John Cena? What? I thought Gronk was.
No. Because like J.J. Watt holds himself a little higher. Like John Cena, Rob Gronkowski's like early John Cena when he was still wearing like the spinner belts and shit.
Okay.
Holds himself to higher stuff.
Like J.J. Watt's like that new John Cena that's saluting everybody and loves the troops and shit.
Okay.
After the first movie, after the Marine.
After the Marine, get the fuck.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, like, I used to watch wrestling up to a certain point. John Cena's career went from, like, it's kind of like if you remember early Rock. Early Rock wasn't supposed to be the Rock that we have right now.
No.
So, yeah, but J.J. Watt.
Rundown, The Rock is...
Hey, man, that's the weird thing about The Rock to me, is I like them early movies that nobody likes. I like the Scorpion King. Rundown, what's the other joint? Where it's like, there's another one. Rundown's the one where he's like the sheriff. Or like you run around with like the police.
No, Rosario Dawson and dude from...
Okay, that's the Rundown. What's the other? Walk and Talk.
Walking Tall?
Yeah,
I don't
Walking
know.
Tall's where he's in like the old town beating up people at the casino.
He came out of jail or something?
I think he just came back from the military.
Was he coming back? Yeah, that's right. He came back from military.
Yeah, those are like the early rock movies. This
Yep.
went real off track real quick, but I love it.
All right, yeah.
So back over. So what? You guys are. So Mook got the.
Texans.
I'm going to have to go with the Colts. Marlon Mack's been holding it down for my fantasy team.
I
So.
don't like Andrew Luck.
Okay, I just went back to the Houston because he's over here rolling with Marlon Mack. I do think Andrew Luck will get comeback player of the year. I wasn't giving it to him unless he made the playoffs. I don't see what that means if you don't make the playoffs.
I don't know.
What's the comeback if you ain't make the playoffs?
Yeah. You didn't make it. All right. Cowboys Seahawks for 8:15.
I think we all going Seahawks here.
I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Cowboys.
Whoa.
Really?
You actually think? All right.
The boys.
I don't trust Dak Prescott. But that's. I understand that Ezekiel Elliott's a monster.
What?
Ezekiel Elliott's a
It's gonna
monster.
be a defensive game.
It will be a
Alright.
defensive game.
I think Dallas defense on this.
I think Cowboys did lose that their star rookie linebacker, the guy from Boise State that has like one of those weird German names. It's like Van Heusen or something.
Oh.
Hausenhover.
It's something like that. Real.
Why'd they do us dirty on Sunday? All right, Sunday at 1:05, you got Chargers Ravens.
Oh no, that's Chargers people, fans and coaches are pissed because
Super early. Is it?
Well, that would be 4.
no, it's for them. It'll be 10 a.m.
Oh no, yeah, 3 hours away. Yeah.
Breakfast game.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. in the Chargers' mind. Now the game's in Baltimore,
Okay.
but
Your fans.
well, no, this is what it looks like though. Think about it. In the NFL, it's the weird system that you have to win a division to make to get a home game. It's also you win the division and have the highest score to get a bye week. They have the same record as the Chiefs. They both went 10-3.
Yeah.
So they're gonna still have to go.
Yeah.
And like
2-8 or whatever.
10-6. And they're
Ravens?
12. Yeah, 10-6 is Ravens. Chargers are 12-4.
And you still have to deal with that.
And even like I understand them not having a home game. Like you still got to win the division somehow. You did lose to the Chiefs once. My thing is y'all could at least made it the 4:30 game. Like y'all didn't have to get the 1 o'clock game.
Because they gave.
I want to experience a 10 a.m. football. I went breakfast in football once.
Really?
Oh no. Well, that's what then you missed the London games. The London game started 9 a.m. here.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
Breakfast with
I don't
tea.
care for it to be overseas. I want a West Coast like. I don't care for that. I just want breakfast in football.
I was say I can't wait for next year to see what time them China game starts.
Wow. Like,
Wait, there's not good. Wait,
it'd
there's
be
a
a
China
day
game.
before. It's like
Yeah, it'll be like
they
Friday.
played already, but we get the score tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you have to wake up. You have to watch the game at like 3 a.m. That's what the Olympics usually are. Whenever they're like in Russia or something, it's like a 3 a.m. deck hockey.
Yeah,
Everybody-
that cocky. What is it?
That'll be a lit ass game. 3:30 a.m.
All right.
football game.
Shit.
So yeah, that's what's going to be because the Rams volunteered for those games. Again, until the stadium gets complete, they're out. They're
I bet
basically
they're
on this-
wait. What about the Raiders? They're
When
not.
you're homeless, you have no choice.
They got no home. Wait, we
No,
need
the
to get
Raiders.
back.
The Raiders are homeless. We can talk about that right now.
Wait, no. We need to finish this
Oh.
games up. Hold on.
Oh, yeah,
Finish the games up. Chargers Ravens.
I'm going with the Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Really?
I'll finally
Don't you fucking dare.
Ravens. I'm
All right.
gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay. I don't like.
He's rolling with the black quarterbacks,
I
man. You
can't
got to roll
like
with
the
it.
Chargers,
He's
man.
picked all 3 black quarterbacks. I noticed.
I'm still
Yeah.
mad at the Chargers. The year the Chargers beat us, like on the goal line with a bad pass by. I don't remember who it was. Neil O'Donnell or Bobby Bristol, one of them, and I just can't get over it. So I will never root for the Chargers.
Damn.
Okay, and there's one more game left.
All right. Bears Eagles.
That's the big game, because
Why does this one have 440?
those are the two most dangerous teams in the wild card.
All right. It says,
Like, even though,
all right,
like, I
Nick
think-
Foles will start despite his injury. So he's
If
gonna
Nick
play-
Foles don't start, then we don't got to watch this game.
But I mean, like Mitch Trubisky isn't like a real good quarterback though.
Yeah, but guess what Khalil Mack is?
But Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
is,
yeah, Khalil Mack's Khalil Mack.
But
But also, I'm telling you, Nick Foles don't play, then that means Mark Wahlberg's coming into play.
Yo, get the fuck out. Yo, if Mark Wahlberg comes on the field, it's like they see Nick Foles go down, like go up to the box, and like he's like, all right, put on his suit. Like,
He ain't putting on. He's taking off.
he's
He's
taking
taking
his.
over.
It's already on.
Because I don't know what else the Eagles fans are gonna do. Because like, yo, I got my boy Vince still. They are.
Cunningham's in the
Think
crowd
about it, bro.
just in case.
If the Eagles beat the Bears, which the Bears might have the best defense, what happens? Like, what do we like? The Eagles are back on. Like, we're gonna go back to back.
No, if the Eagles they only get one. They only get one win, You know,
I wish y'all saw how serious Malachi's face got when James started speaking.
I agree with that.
They're only gonna get one win. They ain't gonna go.
The Eagles winning this game.
No.
But
You're too up and down this year.
Yeah.
I think that the Eagles will beat the Bears. I don't want the Bears to win that because that means we got to play them again.
Oh, you don't want that. You don't want that work.
Good luck as your better reunion next year.
That'd be a good game though. That'd be a
Bears Rams.
for the
If the Bears
AFC.
win, they'll play the Rams. If the Eagles win, they'll play the.
So you're only picking.
If the Eagles,
You're only doing it for the best interest for the Rams. So you're not really picking it
because
I
I think the Eagles will win seriously because of the Mitch Trubisky thing. But no, because I would also rather play the Seahawks. I think we'll beat the Seahawks for the third time this year.
No, this will be the one. Russell Wilson's like, we've been in the playoffs before,
I don't
boy.
see Russell Wilson going.
Well, he still thinks the Cowboys will win. And again, we can play the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Last time we played the Cowboys, we beat them by kicking like 7 field goals and no touchdowns.
All right. So if you wanted to run it like that, go ahead.
Like you said,
But
y'all.
he's not going with Chicago this time.
Not this time.
I think.
But like I said, the Eagles. If that happens, so what was the the picks are done.
I'm gonna say. Wait. I want to say Chicago.
You're on with Chicago. You just said you didn't like Mitch Trubisky.
I don't.
Not
But-
Bears.
But I don't think he's a good quarterback. But I think they're a better team, though.
Okay, I'll give you that. I agree with him.
Oh. I mean, that's just.
I do
what it
think the
comes
Bears
out.
have a better team. I just don't think they're going to win. Again, just like the Rams last year, I think the Bears are the Rams this year. So, like, I think they probably get embarrassed this year. Like, the Rams got
And
embarrassed.
come
last
back
year.
motivated next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's how this rolls with this one.
This is their Macklemore Kendrick year.
Macklemore. Oh.
And again, it's the Eagles. Like last year for the Rams, it was the Falcons who didn't win the Super Bowl, but they had issues the last year with the Super Bowl. So like I understand how things usually work in the NFL with that type of thing. Quick rundown. I think I said at the beginning of the show, but how about the teams that made the playoffs and didn't make the playoffs this year? We got the Bills, Titans, Steelers, Vikings. Am I missing anybody? I know I'm missing some other teams from the NFC. But those are the 4 I can remember off the top of my head. I remember I've made it very clear all season. I never thought the Bills or the Titans should have made the playoffs last year. And the Ravens not making the playoffs last year was a wild thing to me. Because last year I think the Ravens had a better team than this year. So yeah, none of them teams I thought should have made it. And it's a complication of
Still doesn't believe it.
Andrew Luck being hurt and Deshaun Watson getting hurt because both the Colts and the Texans are better than the Tennessee almost year by year. And Jacksonville, Jacksonville missed the playoffs this year. And Jacksonville happened to be good once, like they are every once in a blue moon.
That's the curse. It's like Jacksonville and the Panthers. It's like Panthers are the team that made it out of that expansion. So it's just
And the Falcons didn't make it.
Falcons didn't make it? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out who else didn't make it.
The Falcons are. Who's your biggest shock at team that didn't make the playoffs this year? You can pick from both sides if you want.
I could say Falcons definitely. That was a big one.
Uh,
I think because Falcons, they're a real team. I mean, that's what you thought they were.
No, the Falcons and the Steelers are in the same boat to me.
Yeah,
Man. They got way
Steelers
too
not
much
making
talent to not be making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like I look at the Steelers and Falcons a lot the same. They outside of Le'Veon Bell not being there, they had Le'Veon Bell and Freeman who were supposed to be top running backs. Neither of them dudes played this year. One because he didn't want to. The other one got hurt. Julio Jones, a top receiver in the NFL, who we agree with, and Antonio's a top receiver. Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Fame, future quarterback. Matt Ryan, they'll talk about you, but he's on the doorstep of Hall of Fame. He needs the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl
He needs
in 2
it.
years of good playoff run.
That's the thing about I believe that I believe quarterbacks like Matt Ryan and Matt Stafford are close, but the Super Bowl is a needed thing, or they're gonna end up like Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. Panthers not making it too. That was another team.
But I don't think they made it last year.
No, they did.
Oh, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They went up against the Saints.
Oh yeah, that was quick.
31-26.
Was that a wild card game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the Saints lost in the next round then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a pretty big deal. But I mean, Titans not making it. That's not a big deal. I thought
What about Jaguars?
Jaguars not making it. That's not a big deal.
AFC Championship game.
Their defense was it. That was the reason.
I mean, everybody else was like, "Hey, Blake Bortles, bring him on back. He's gonna make it work." I don't have a lot to say. Y'all know how I feel about Blake Bortles, but some people think I bully him, so I'm gonna.
You can bully as much as you want. Nah, fuck this dude. He's not a good quarterback. He's not out here. He doesn't. I mean, the receivers, they had good receivers last year, but then they traded them all away. They were like pretty decent receivers. They were better than the quarterback did.
So, again, the announcement is, and this is a Brad decision. He isn't here today, but he made the decision today that we should do an award show for the Fantasy League. So I will save most of my fantasy talk for next week for the award show. But I'm not going to miss this chance, man. Again, I wore the shirt today because I am on vacation. Because I am the fantasy champion again. And I won in 2 leagues, but the only league that matters is the one that this man next to me plays in and Brad plays in. And Brad willingly plays in and won the regular season championship. But that does not matter here. Go ask the 18-1 Patriots how much when regular season matters. It doesn't matter at all. Randy Moss doesn't carry when she has a ring. But I won a title against Julius, the same person I play every year because he's the only person that ever really wants to play, apparently. Because every time I win a championship, I played the same dude. It's my 3rd title. You can shake your head all you want, man. How many, you made it to the finals once, didn't you?
I made it to the once. So that's about it.
I can't wait to rewatch this. That was a face. And what round did you go out this year?
Oh, that's in the first round.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, because I needed...
Oh, shit.
Well, I wanted him to win the first round because I would have played him again, and I always play him before I win titles. Didn't have to do that this year, so the omen is broken. Thank you. But Rob had to take that mantle. So let's see where that went for you. You were I thought it was... quarter... Oh, yeah. Yeah, you lost...
like fifth place or something, 5th or 6th.
Did you continue to play, like, through the consolation games, or did you just give up?
I think I made it. I think I lost in the very last game. I was like, fuck this shit.
Hey, man, I can say, man, I had to wait until the last night. I mean, his defense got negative points in the end, but he was still in winning distance in the last night. Again, Julius won last year. So he was a former champion, has some of the best regular seasons in the league's history. Like, my championships outside of this year, because I was a 2nd seed this year, most of my titles come from being like 8 seeds and 6 seeds. I don't play well in the regular season. I usually hit the playoffs and it's over for people. Look at my first season. But this year was more of me being an above average team. Again, Brad had the best regular season team. He was the only person to get the double-digit wins. He got 10 wins. Nobody else got 10 wins this year. But he lost in the first round, and that's just how it is. I did not lose in the first round, even though I had the lowest amount of points for a person that won in the first round.
That was some fucked up shit because you would have lost to any of us, anyone.
I would have lost to some of the people that lost.
Yeah, me, me. I would have won. It would have been a whole different game at that point.
He's right. I would have lost to him. I would have lost to Anthony too, because Anthony lost to my cousin, and I would have lost to Brad. But Brad would have beat everybody else. Yeah. Brad was literally in a position where he lost to the only person he would have lost to.
On some Derrick Henry bullshit.
Then the next week, my cousin loses to him too. Rob didn't show up for our playoff game. He didn't even score 100 points. So
it was just a weird playoffs. All right,
it's not weird for you. This is how it always ends for you.
That's fucked up.
And then again, I did get another title in the other league for the uni. I beat some guy I never heard of before. I can tell you that the person that runs that league is so upset about this championship game that he's talking about changing the rules. So I might have to pull a Jay-Z, meaning I might have to retire for a few years until he gets his mind straight. But I'll figure that out later.
So, all right, where do you think the Raiders are going?
Ooh. Again, I said the whole time that the smart decision is to go play with San Francisco for a year.
I heard that they might go to London.
A whole season in London? Oh, they dumb as hell.
I don't know.
That'd be stupid.
Or Mexico? What if they went to Mexico?
That's not even an option. You seen that stadium? They canceled the game in Mexico this year.
I don't know. I mean, but I did hear London though. I did hear an option possibly.
Like I said, if they went down to Santa Clara, I'd understand because again, the 49ers don't play in San Francisco. Santa Clara is probably closer to Oakland than San Francisco, and I look at it the same way for them. So yeah, no. When it comes to Oakland, I just don't think they will play in Oakland next year. That's where I'm at with this.
No,
I don't know where
Oakland don't want them.
I don't know where they're gonna play, but it sure probably won't be Oakland. No. And they probably shouldn't play in Las Vegas next year either because they don't want to play in the stadium that's in Las Vegas. Like it's not like the Rams situation where they got the Coliseum. It'd be more like the Chargers situation where they got the soccer stadium.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Right. And the only football stadium that I think is viable is UNLV Stadium, which if most of y'all know what UNLV is, just because y'all remember 2 years of basketball in the early 90s, y'all never heard about that football team. Let's keep it real. Like, that's why I got a UNLV hoodie. Guess what? It's because of basketball. I got a Boise State hoodie. Guess what? It's because of football. There's reasons.
Just the field.
Yeah.
I would get a Boise just because of the blue field. I don't even know how they play, but they have a blue field. That's why I would get a Boise.
So, like, there's reasons for things like this. So, yeah, no, believe me, UNLV football stadium is not a great place to play. Apparently, they don't even have, like, it's one of them ones where you could just walk on from the grass. Like, there's no, like, outdoor containment. Like, there's no fence. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's no fence. This is a Division I college. There's no fence. So yeah, they're not. I don't see them going to Vegas. If they go to London, you know what, man? You know why going to London could be a smart idea? Because everybody else got to come.
Yeah,
but if they go out to London in April and chill there for a few months, they're good.
Yeah.
Everybody else is jet lag.
But they'll still have to do their 8 away games though.
That's 8 away games. To me, that means y'all should get at least 8 home wins, and hopefully you could get the East Coast games. Oh, you know what else is?
That'd be pretty cool.
No, you know what? They're not going to change the divisions for this. I mean, they're still going to be in the AFC West playing against.
No.
Yes,
Oh,
they wouldn't. They would still have to play the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers in division. I mean, in their division games against the Los Angeles Chargers are going to have to play twice.
One's gonna come over here. One has to come over there. Damn. That's going from that's like 2 or 3 flights right there.
That's the second longest trip you can make in the NFL if that's their home game, because their longest trip would be to Seattle.
Yeah.
So and
that'd be
they might not.
If they had to play that.
Well, next year, they might have to play Seattle next year because again. Oh, big news! I don't know who's coming with me, but I know I'm getting 2 tickets. The Los Angeles Rams are coming to Pittsburgh next year. I gotta say, I'm gonna see my team in person. I'm informed on that.
You don't even know what the
I don't know what to do.
I don't even know.
What word did you say? I'm deformed?
I'm deformed?
I'm just here. I'm here for this. This is all I'm here for. Hopefully y'all get y'all lives straight because I don't want to get beat up because we getting 40-0 on y'all because y'all can't get y'all shit together. So.
I'm definitely going. Someone has to go to keep you fucking grounded.
I know how my brother acts every time we come here for the Cowboys games, and I'm surprised he hasn't got beat up yet either.
Damn.
My brother, because they won the last time they was here. My brother's stories of what he was doing walking through Heinz Field made me wonder how he got home.
Yeah, you don't do that shit. I don't know. I'm just
So again, people let me know if y'all trying to come see the Los Angeles Rams and Aaron Donald make his home debut while possibly ending Ben Roethlisberger's career. In Pittsburgh, the Steelers. This is a weird thing about the Steelers, man. Is the Steelers lost that game, we're out the playoffs, and immediately like this is who we're gonna play at home, this is who we're gonna play away. Gave no dates, just that we know who we're gonna play at home and away. So I don't know when the game's gonna happen. Pray to God make it September or October. I'll go in November. I'm not gonna be happy, but I'll probably go in December. I'll go in November. I've been to a December Heinz.
You're going regardless.
You're gonna go. Yeah, you don't
Stop it. Stop.
Again, I've been in that stadium for a December Cowboys game once, and that was terrible. That was fucking terrible. I don't know why people pay for that type of stuff. But I'm gonna have to. I hope it's a night game where they can come out with the good jerseys. That's all I hope.
Color rush?
A color rush. Because that's what they do. The Rams play with the color rush jerseys in night games. That's what I figured out. All the night games this year, or the one that was supposed to be a night game, but the 49ers suck, so they flexed it, were supposed to be night games. That 49ers game back earlier in the season, they wore the color rush jerseys during the day, but that was supposed to be an 8 o'clock Sunday game. But, Jimmy Garoppolo lost his Lego, so he had to go down. So, James, is there anything else about the football season you want to clear up before we move on to miscellaneous shit that's going on in the world?
I don't know.
Or usually overly unfiltered?
Yeah, I don't know for this next season. I think we got this. I have one team in the playoffs.
How many leagues did you have this year?
What?
How many fantasy teams did you have? Oh, you're talking about real life now.
No, I'm talking about real life.
What's your one team?
The Seahawks. The only team that made it in the playoffs. I think they could pull through a decent. I think they can make at least the second, third round. If they make it all the way, that'll be cool.
If they make it to the second round, they're gonna lose because you know who they're playing.
All right, if the Rams can do it, if the Rams can hold
If
off.
if the Seahawks win and the Eagles win, they'll play the Rams. If the Bears win, then they'll play the Saints. The NFL playoffs is based in a weird fashion. It's not like a straight up tournament style thing. So yeah, let's get into the wild stories. Before I get into this, because this happens before, did you post anything? Because when I get to the stuff that I read, I didn't know that you post. It gets weird because I don't like talking about the stories about like the weirdest shit that you post.
I don't think I posted anything.
All right,
anything
first,
weird.
man shoots up Taco Bell over hot sauce.
I heard about that. So like, what's his Taco Bell giving out? Like, what did he get? Did he get the really spicy stuff, or did he get the nose? Like, they throw sauce in there. They just throw sauce.
He said he didn't get enough hot sauce, which Taco Bell is second to Chick-fil-A when it comes to they give as much sauce as you really want.
Yeah,
like Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell don't care.
They like leave the packages out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, how they leave packages out? Man, they just if you got.
I still have Taco Bell packages, and I haven't had Taco Bell for a while.
Yeah, I got a package drawer, and there's enough taco sauce for a minute.
Yeah, you just didn't ask for everything you needed.
Yeah.
Or you really just wanted to use this gun. Because this is where I'm at with this one. Like, bro, like it's hot sauce.
Yeah.
If it was drive through, you were going home. Guess what I know if you're black and you got in your house? Hot sauce. I know you do. It could be Frank's Red Hot, it could be Tabasco. I just know you have hot sauce in your house.
Yeah. You gotta, I don't know, that wasn't worth it.
From where I got this news from, because I want to use this headline, even though this is not my quoted words, even though it kind of can be. Ghostwriters prepare. Cardi B announces a new album. That was literally how the headline was put out. Ghostwriters prepare. Cardi B announces new album.
It's because she has ghostwriters?
Oh, she definitely has ghostwriters.
Yeah, someone just said that in the rap.
J. Cole.
Uncle Murder.
Oh, shit.
2018 wrap up. He said something about Nicki and her, but he's like, but she got ghostwriters, so it was one of them.
They both got ghostwriters.
But it was just a throw out there in the Uncle Murder 2018 wrap up. I just wanted to say that.
Another note, distracted driver in a Toyota Camry destroys family treasured 1931 Ford Model A.
I'm looking at it. It looks nice. A nice little car, but
I had somebody comment, and it's one of my friends from the comment on the page, so I didn't want to bring this up. She said, why was it parked on the street?
Yeah, that's my thing.
Oh, it was parked?
Why was it out that day?
It looks like it was parked on the street.
First off, yeah, you keep that rolling. That car goes. You either stop it at one of those whatever antique road shows or whatever. Well, not antique road shows. No, car cruises and then just chill there and then go back home. You keep it moving. I don't know. That's don't you have to crank that? Don't you have to like crank start it or something?
Yes, yeah. If you got that car, it's not for the luxury of how it drives. It's because it's what it is. I respect that. I just wouldn't do it. I think the oldest car I could go to is probably like the Bel Air from like the Fresh Prince. That's like 50s car, but that car's from the 30s. That's work. How about the Sugar Bowl was played yesterday? The Sugar Bowl was played against the Georgia Bulldogs and the Texas Longhorns. These two schools are unique schools as being about one of 20 to 25 schools left in college football that have live mascots. And apparently they thought it'd be cool to get the live mascots to try to take a picture together. The live mascot is a bulldog and a steer. A full fucking grown steer. With the horns. Yeah, hook them up or whatever it is this one. Hook them up. The big ass horns too. So they tried to do that. Somebody said online, I don't know if this is true, but apparently Bulldogs and Longhorns are natural rivals. I do not understand that.
I think it's the color he wore a red shirt.
That could be true too, but the people holding him was also wearing red, which blew my mind. But the bull tried to kill the bulldog. The bulldog is a little bit faster than I thought he was. Good luck for that. And a couple other people almost got hurt. Like if you watch the video, there's a woman that almost gets her head taken off. And I'm telling you now, this made it to halfway through the show. We would have started the show and like preempted the first 10 if somebody got killed.
Damn.
So, no, bro, if you watch the video, one woman almost gets her head like horned to the back of her skull. And other thing, if he'd have got the UGA, ooh, man, we wouldn't have live mascots anymore. Even though I do think there's a couple of places where the live mascot makes no sense. Like LSU has a live tiger on their campus. It's an enclosure, but like I think it's weird.
Yeah.
That they keep a live tiger on campus.
Huh.
Yeah. I understand UGA. I can live with UGA. And honestly, steer's a steer. Like you can those things, in Texas are all over the place, but like I don't know if you need to be bringing them down to New Orleans for the games. Because that's where the game was. It was in New Orleans. A dog is one thing. You can bring a dog. You can bring a bulldog anywhere.
Yeah.
Like a bulldog's like the smallest, manliest dog you can have. Like it's one of the like after a bulldog, if you get a little smaller than a bulldog, and people start questioning why you got this dog.
Okay.
I don't like bulldogs. They slobber too much for me.
Yes.
Oh.
They are way after, especially Space Jam ruined it for me. Like after that, like I think Space Jam fully ruined it for me. That shit was nasty in the house with Mike's kids and all that. All right, let's get down to the next one. Oh, this one's a weird one. The 6 top paid QBs by average annual value all missed the playoffs this year. We'll start with the lowest, $27 million. Tied would be Derek Carr and Matt Stafford. After that is $27.5 million. Asterisk, Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt like week 3, so I give an asterisk to that one. $28 million goes to Kirk Cousins, who could not. He had the win he was in. If he would have won on Sunday, he was in. They lost. They weren't in. $30 million goes to Matt Ryan, and $33.5 million goes to the man Aaron Rodgers. All missed the playoffs.
I'm done with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers won me the fantasy title.
Aaron Rodgers is still good, but he got injured in the last game. You know,
You got 3 years left.
3 years. Wow.
Also, this is a weird fact about Kirk Cousins, who Vikings fans are stuck with him. Kirk Cousins is 5-25 for his career and starts against teams who have finished the season with a winning record.
Including 1-6 this year.
Including 1-6 this year. Yeah, you're right. Meaning he won one game this year against a team that had a winning record. We're not even talking about playoffs because teams with winning records miss the playoffs. We're talking about winning
So
records.
he's like the best of the worst, or he's the worst of the best. However way you want to
worst
put
of the best because I still think he's better than like people like Case Keenum.
That's not a good stat to use as
No.
like anything with the word best. So let's go with the worst. Let's go best of the worst. Like, you can't congratulate that. It's like once mid-season comes up, it's like, oh, they're above 500.
Well, no, Kirk Cousins is in that Andy Dalton range where it's like, yeah, you can win all these games against the Raiders and
First 4 games. After that, it's like,
All right.
or he's turning into your cousin Fitzmagic.
Oh. Well, that's different. No. Fitzpatrick, I don't think he made it to a playoffs with Tennessee.
Tennessee, Buffalo, Rams.
No, I don't think he ever made. So you're putting downgrade on this man.
Kirk Cousins. When does Kirk Cousins make the playoffs?
I thought he made it last.
No, he was not with the Vikings last year. He was still with the Redskins, not making the playoffs.
Oh, they were close though.
Actually, the one year he went to the
no
playoffs,
trophy for that.
the one year he made the playoffs was the year that RG3 was still starting, that rookie year.
Yeah.
Also, in other news, off the sports a little bit, Brit who snorted cocaine off of Pablo Escobar's grave sent death threats and banned from Colombia.
I mean, you got banned. I didn't know. Like the death threats, I can understand. People
Yeah.
getting upset, but you got banned.
How did you get
Actually,
banned?
he's banned from the country for 5 years.
There's a limit on it too. Like that's law.
There's a lot.
Is
Yeah.
that written? Like who passed that? What trial? Was
All
that?
right, yo, Gotti.
I'm saying if he comes back like 501, it's cool. Like who made that?
Yeah.
They take Pablo Escobar really seriously in Colombia.
I can see.
Also, he videotaped himself doing it, apparently.
That got him 5.
I haven't got 5 years right there. Damn.
At least he ain't in jail. They just said don't come back.
Don't come back, but
Jail would only been probably 2
but they're fine with him coming back though.
after 5. though.
After 5.
Also, the weirdest video I have of the year,
The
or
government had something to do with that.
of last year. Yeah, government for Colombia. I have a video, if y'all haven't seen it, for all the people that tell me that raccoons are good pets. Because all these white women keep on telling me that they would like a raccoon as a pet. I have a video of a raccoon straight up murdering an iguana in a parking lot. First thing, I didn't even know that raccoons ate meat.
Yeah.
I thought they ate garbage. I just thought they ate trash.
No, they'll eat anything smaller than them, smaller rodents, depending on the population is.
Also,
They got thumbs, man.
Yeah.
Don't trust them.
They could probably shoot a gun if they wanted to.
Anything with thumbs, I don't fuck with. Oh, a fucking deer or something, I will whoop a deer's ass. A monkey or a motherfucking
Kangaroo?
them niggas, they can get in the house. Like shit, they can jiggle shit. You gotta watch this, man. We are not the dominant species.
I know it's belated, but 29th was our man Brad's birthday. Shout out to Brad, and please go laugh at the picture of him with his money in his mouth on our page.
Bunch of flair.
Bunch of ones. He said he can still taste the strippers, which that's not sanitary.
Yeah, that did not. That's where that sword came from, buddy.
Also, I'm PC. I respect gay rights, and I, to a point, respect trans people's rights. I say to a point because I feel like you got to do some stuff for me to like take you fully. And the man that was in GameStop does not count. Y'all remember the video of the man in GameStop that made that?
Yes.
Yeah, that does not count. You were still a man. You just decided to put on a pink shirt. Like, you ain't even do nothing. You ain't put the billions of dollars, that thousands of dollars out to start getting surgery. There are still, like, first and foremost.
But how many people have you seen like this on the 51?
A lot.
How many people just, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not your first time.
I went to school with one of the people on the 51.
Yeah.
I know.
And you know what? You could.
First and foremost, I'd have lost my job for GameStop because that's a commission-based job. I'd have lost my job.
Is that a commission?
Yeah, that's why they always try to hustle you into buying more shit than you need.
Oh. Motherfucker, that's why them games are so expensive.
Yes. But,
So give me shit.
no, I'd have lost my fucking job.
But have you ever called a man ma'am or a woman Mr. on accident?
On accident, yes.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all
not,
that was.
Yeah.
That's not that.
But that's all that was. It was, excuse me, sir. I mean, like,
Yeah.
and then it went into, oh, I'm a man. When you're acting like a man.
Now you acting, yeah, you're about to like throw hands like a man.
Fuck all this. Like, yes.
Also, this is like whatever people like, don't snitch this and that. This is the time in life that you could call the cops. Because the second he kicks some boxes in the middle of that video, I'm calling the cops. Because he kicked the boxes, got to the door, turned around. I want your manager's number. Nah, man, I'm calling the folks.
Yeah, you fucked up, you being in the right. Mm-hmm. You are now in the wrong. Man and woman.
Yeah.
Like, both of y'all are in the wrong.
But
He told me, like, you come outside, I can show you how much of a man I am. I bet you can. Like, what the fuck you mean?
But you don't want to be called a man, but you're ready to show him I'm a man.
And also, you got to listen really closely. But towards the end of the video, he calls him man or sir one more time. That's why he starts grunting. Oh. I'm like,
Bet more men jeans he had on.
yeah.
All I'm gonna say.
so a lot of
Get
people
outta
like,
here.
and you know what's funny about this one? Because he was like, oh, the trans community be behind me. I have heard nothing from the trans community. The trans community wants nothing to like. There's some things where I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up. Where there's certain things like the little Duval thing, I think was a little too far. Even though I agree with him to a sense, and I think people need to be upfront about what they're doing between sheets. But like, I think certain things were a little too far. This one's not, bro. For one, I feel bad for the dude behind the counter because he seems shook. He's lucky he didn't catch a real one.
Because he didn't know what to do. Like,
If there's a 99% chance that there's still something in between his legs, you can knock him the fuck out. They can figure all that other shit, semantics out, and later you can knock him the fuck out. Because you know my rules. Like, my rules is really like you got to be 250 and above for a woman to get these hands willingly.
250 and above.
you gotta be a heavyweight woman.
You gotta be a heavyweight champion.
You don't fight featherweight.
Yo.
Get the fuck out of here. Domestic has a weight class?
Yes. Because
Wow.
No. You get up on the scale, you about 242.
Bitch, I'd smack the shit out of you if you was a little bit.
Oh.
I'm not out here to get slept by a heavy-handed woman.
No, I'm not with embarrassment.
Yeah.
Embarrassment is a different thing.
Yeah.
It don't take no weight. If you were embarrassing me, I'm whooping your ass. You can be 12 pounds, and if you get me to where I fell out this chair, I'm whooping your ass. Because I'm embarrassed.
So we have an understanding, man.
Yeah, we're close, but I don't have a weight limit. I have an embarrassment limit.
There's some 180 girls gonna be putting some hands on you. You don't
You
even.
can embarrass me.
Yeah.
I'm whooping your ass.
First thing she already knows, so I put names to this. This is all because of Brittany Peak. I've
Oh.
watched Brittany Peak knock people.
You're about to fight
Y'all
her.
both
She
know.
traumatized you.
Y'all both know who the hell she is.
Shout out Brittany for traumatizing Jay Sky High.
My whole thing was I've seen her knock people the fuck out.
I'm glad you put a weight.
I've seen her knock people the fuck out for one, and she knows that if I ever thought she was gonna hit me, I'd hit her first.
Like, shoot me in my pinky toe. Yeah.
Yes, full blown Busta Rhymes Monique. I'm fully there for that.
Wow.
Passing Posse, I will step on. That was one of my favorite scenes as a kid. It was funny as shit.
Man.
Okay.
I'm unfiltered and Grandma Worldwide Radio does not condemn domestic violence.
No,
we condemn
Over 249, I guess
Over
we do.
249.
Or condone, my bad, condone. I condone defending yourself, and if you see like
At any weight. At any weight.
I'm talking about, and I'm strictly talking about the idea because I believe if you're over that weight that you're a little slower than me, that if I see you do one of these, then I'm gonna hit you with the jab.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's because I can win that fight. Wait, that's it. Oh,
No, it's the idea that I'm not getting knocked the fuck out. Wow. Because if she's heavy-headed, she only need one.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand. Yes.
Yeah.
You can be taken down.
With one.
That's why I don't believe in any weight. Embarrassment. If you get me wobbly, I'm
You
winning.
get me wobbly.
If I feel like I'm about to lose this fight,
I'm about to
I'm whooping your ass. Any weight, age, anything.
Every once in a while, we hit you with our weird Uber facts. I have found one recently that's weird. It's the hygiene of peeing. This is good for James because James used to like talking about poop. Apparently, peeing in the sink is actually a green way to go. So you will welcome, instead of wasting 1.6 gallons of water on flushing your pee down the toilet, you then wash your hands in the very same sink, simultaneously washing down the urine, preserving nature's most precious resource. So just like your boy that's finger banging himself to wipe his butt. Y'all remember that story from a few weeks ago.
This is not similar, but go on.
Oh, so you're okay.
I remember that. But there's no way you're going to tie this in because I'm about to tell you how ratchet I am. But
Also, the other part of this is, at least when it comes to urinals and regular toilets, it also eliminates the splashback.
It depends on what type of sink you got and like what is this? Like who's doing this? Like the way they show this guy's like one leg like this and he's shooting over here. What's going on? And
he's beer pong.
and that's like that looks like that sink's full. That's not healthy, no.
There's dishes, but
No.
It looks like there's like a strainer or one of them things where you put oil in there. That looks like he's aiming into that. Like I'm not saying this picture was supposed to be my selling point.
No, you ain't sell to me. I can understand if you run in like just like, hey, we need to run this water bill down. It's like, well, start peeing in the sink. Like, just pee in the
There has to be somewhere else where we could cut shit before we got to start peeing in the sink. Wow.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't want to say that.
I don't.
I don't want to say that on camera. I'll pee in your sink though. I'm gonna say that. Let's keep it going.
I don't know. I've peed in the sink too when the shit's clogged. Like when
If you gotta go, you gotta go. That's all you. That's it. That's all
I
you
lived in
gotta.
my mom's basement too, so we've also had the back laundry sink. So
Yeah. The double tub. Yeah. You just go.
But I will pee in your sink. Real shit.
Also, in other non-musical news, I'm guessing we're going to roll with
We've
that.
been out of music for a long time.
Yeah, we've been a long way.
Actually, no, this one's jumping back in music.
Oh, are we?
We talked about this off here, so I already know that he'll be mad. But we got Notorious Big Way and WuTang Clan District coming our way. There's a couple other names. I'm gonna say everybody. These are the two hip-hop names. New York has decided to rename some of their cities' streets behind historical people of New York. The two major hip-hop singles were Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. Notorious B.I.G., and the WuTang Clan. Also with it is Woody Guthrie.
What do you got through? Why do I know that?
Let's click on the name since it's highlighted. I don't know why you know that because I don't know who that dude is. But he had a #1 song on the charts at one point.
I'm just mad that the Biggie, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, all that is Christopher Wallace way. Like, come on.
He was a guy who did.
Yeah, you looked that one up, James. Even when I clicked on that highlighted blue name of his,
I don't know if he wrote it, but he did songs. This land is your land. He's like a folk singer. He was an American folk singer.
Okay, that one's a little That's big. So, we had to sing that shit like 4 times.
Everybody, if you ever went to the 3rd grade, you sung Your Land is. Yes. Yes, the song the Indians Hate was written by that guy. Your land is my land too. Yes. The colonial song of America.
Woo, that song's Manifest Destiny all together.
That is the original Debo of songs right there. Your land is my land. Sing along. Yes. That's why I know that guy.
At one point, I think I used to be able to play that song on the recorder, which is the most annoying instrument ever.
Oh.
That instrument is fucking American too. I don't even know if it is, but it's just that's a weird ass instrument to be playing that song on.
Also, shout out to the Loonies and I Got 5 on it. It's made a giant resurface because of Jordan Peele's new movie trailer for his movie
Us.
Yeah.
Apparently, Spotify, Genius, every platform that song is sold or listened to on.
Y'all better still listen to that remix though. Spice One.
I'm mad happy that one of my favorite instrumentals of all times is now part of a horror.
I need that. They redid that for that.
Anything you slow down, I feel is like, because I didn't know it could be scary until they slowed it down. Like, I got 5 on it in our drive. Like, that is 2 different fucking songs.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't know.
Like, think about the rotation when you in the crib. It's like midnight, y'all smoking. Like, hey man, can anybody give me a little extra cash? Yeah, I'll put 5 on it, and I know I got 5 on it.
Yeah,
yep.
That demonic little addition to it has changed the game. So, fuck the Black Alfred Hitchcock for that.
This was from a few weeks ago, but we missed a few weeks, so I'm gonna get this one up there. Woman born without vagina, which I feel bad about, gets one made from tilapia fish skin.
That's. I don't believe that. Y'all, what? Y'all out here just like, y'all just want to be playing. Y'all out here is like, you know what?
Shut up. I'm not believing. Shut up. Shut up about everything about this story. Shut up. No. How long do tilapia skin last just out in the open forever? Like, come on, man.
In other wild ass news, woman murders husband, roast body, and pit after finding out he cheated.
Oh.
The same woman with the tilapia pussy.
No. Well, no, that woman will be dead because some dude went down on her and found out the hard way.
Did he? Oh, man. That was nasty.
Yo.
Everything about that was horrible. But
we also never had a chance to talk about Josh Gordon, which I don't have a lot of good things to say. You made it to the playoffs and decided you needed to smoke weed one more time or something. I don't get it.
I don't know. That was... Y'all fucked up on that. Josh Gordon did so good, and we all wanted him to do well, but he did his own.
I thought he was going to be the next Chris Carter. Really good. Not going to happen now. One more wild-ass story before I get into... Oh, no, there's 2. Man who enjoyed riding on the top of trains decapitated by bridge.
So I saw that. That was
see ya. I mean, that's how that story was supposed to end.
It's like you've seen every... Like, if you have not seen every action movie when they're fighting on top of a bus... on top of a train, there's always that one guy who'd be like, oh, and then the guy's like, huh? And then he does. That always happens.
That was the only way this get in.
Yeah. I don't even understand how you find out you like something like this.
From watching a movie of the decapitations, got on and said, ooh, I survived. I'm going to try it again. Forgot. Boom.
Oh, I think I got another 5.
Yeah. I can't wait to post this.
Please go back to December 22nd, 2018, 6:54 on our page. This Victim video is a classic to me. White dude smoking, could be anything, and carrying what looks like a fucking revolver, just partying, shoots, and has a gun. He's doing all that shit, dancing to some music, lets off one on accident. Mom comes in, which now I know you live with your mom, and starts beating the fuck out of him while he still has his gun in his hand. Which it's just like, oh my God, this video, because I'm like, and like also when he shoots off the thing, he starts looking at, like, it's like when receivers miss the pass, and it's like they start looking at their hands. He's looking at the gun like, yo, what the hell just happened? He looks real shook now.
Oh, yeah.
Like super duper shook. Like, you don't need the sound, but you'll see when the gun goes off and the change in his posture.
Oh, he's like, oh shit, and his mom comes out the cut.
He wasn't built for the life that his raised is.
She's like, what the fuck?
She's like, I don't give a fuck about that gun. I wish you would. Pussy ass, just like your daddy.
Also, I think we might have talked about this, but last thing I think, because I'm going to cut it here, because I think we might have talked about it.
Well, we can talk about the Bone Thugs after.
Oh, well, that was going to be the last topic.
Okay.
Again, I think it was a scam. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but Cardi B and Offset seemed to be back together. Or
they went back together, I think it was right on Christmas or something.
And Cardi B had come out publicly and said she missed the dick.
She missed that, yeah.
You had a baby before the 2-3 main holidays of relationships. Mm-hmm. Like Thanksgiving, hard. Christmas, Valentine, New Year's, Valentine, 4 holidays in a row that, it was bound to happen.
I ain't mad. I'm just saying, like all their fans seem so passionate about this, and I'm just like, they gonna keep fucking, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is like that story from Superhead, wherever she used to like get phone calls and leave to go meet Lil Wayne no matter where he was. Like, dudes, she's like, yeah, I lost a couple boyfriends because I would, like, if Lil Wayne called, I'd get up and leave. And I'm like, yeah, she kind of told y'all about this.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
That's a wild ass story. Go look it up about Superhead talking about how she would just get up. Or read the book. I wouldn't read the book unless you really want to read the book. My mom had the book at one point. It was a weird thing.
Yeah.
So let's get into the WuTang Clan.
WuTang Clan. What did they do? Whoa!
What is going
That's
on
the
with
alternate universe that you got beefed with somebody.
That was
I made a mistake. I was gonna let it like slide back into something, but y'all like decided to kill, bro.
You cannot bring Wu-Tang into where we're going with this next episode.
Bone Thugs and Harmony versus Migos. And I think somebody else tried to hop into it recently too, but I hope they stay out of it.
There's no way else could hop into that. I don't understand that one.
I thought somebody else did for real.
What, Twisted or something?
Maybe.
No, this is a group issue. Oh, and we also got to talk about the Kings
The
of
Locks. Like, that's the only other.
Outcast. Are we? Well, that's duo.
Let's do it.
Duo.
Yeah.
It has to be 3, so the Locks.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. No, there's more
I
than 3.
always compare the Migos to the Locks in the form of favorites, middle.
Arrested Development?
You're way off. That's more like comparing. Arrested Development is like going with Slum Village or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
That's a group of females and men.
All
That's
right.
like Diggable Planets.
All right, Diggable Planets. All
What are
right.
you talking about?
I'm just trying to see, like, what?
No.
But Migos are a trio. Bone Thugs is 5.
Yeah.
Well, no, but after you go past 2, it's a group no matter what.
But that's why I was saying I would go to Locks. Because
Locks.
you had Jadakiss was the favorite, which is Quavo. Offset is more the Styles P, who gives you actually content. And then you had the one no one really paid attention to, but actually was alright. That's Takeoff and
Ghetto Boys?
and Chic Luch.
No, we're not going there because I swear to God, if that's where it went, people might have got hurt.
Yeah, well, you're not. Yeah, that's gonna be. Yeah, Scarface is gonna do something if someone said if Offset or Bone Thugs say something reckless. That's gonna be bad.
The one thing I'll give about Bone Thugs,
Willie T gonna do something or Willie whatever.
Bone Thugs just wants the elders to be respected, so they're not going to go after.
21
other.
Savage is.
No, that's because Lazy went after 21 Savage for no fucking
He
reason.
said the whole quality control. Like he went kind of like after like everybody.
Don't do that because something I'll give 21 Savage is 21 Savage is turning in. When I say this, I'm talking about progression, not in the same style of rap. But he's turning into like Mac for me, where like I hated 21 Savage at first. I did not like Mac Miller.
I
when he
rock
started.
with 21 Savage.
Now, like the more 21 gets better, and he actually came out and said he cares about the music more than he didn't care at first because he didn't think it was gonna blow. Like I listened to some of that new stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, this
The
boy's
new
getting into.
album?
Yes, don't go after 21 Savage because one thing he doesn't care.
Yeah, 21 and Kodak are like my two new. Like I kind of accepted a little bit. Like Kodak still, I understand with people, but
I say Kodak out
the
there.
content lately, like his last couple, like
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Line Up and Flying and all that, they have good content.
But yeah, going after quality control just opens too much stuff. There's too many people on quality control.
Yeah, you could slip into it somewhere you can, but
Ruthless ain't with you no more.
no one's with you.
Well,
Most thugs, there's most
No
thugs
thugs.
around.
They're
We're not heading to the gospel group. Where's the rest
Yo,
of them? Like 57 Mo Thugs for a minute. And now
they really were.
They're gonna commission Ray Cash to come out here and get 21 Savage what's real.
Now Ohio is doing a big thing. Shout out to Big Hef and the whole Nerd DJs and all that. Ohio, Cleveland, but they've been doing a lot with like Ray Cash, all the like Ohio natives. So their artists have been constantly back in it, including Bone. So I can see.
Are they bumping that music? That's all I got from Ray Cash in the remix that I just looked at.
He had like Benjamin Button though. Ray Cash is the oldest young nigga I ever seen for the first album. Him and Chameleon, the oldest young motherfuckers ever.
Them Goody Mob niggas. You know which ones I'm talking about too. Oh yeah, other groups like Goody Mob and them too, like groups like that. My thing about Bone Thugs is they were more into the singing. Like I understand they rap, they could out rap anybody if they want to, but they reminded me more of a group that had more harmony into it.
They should be more mad at Drake and people who harmonize in their rap than Migos as a group. Maybe I don't know. Some of them,
I agree with you. I would look at Locks, maybe even Dipset.
yeah, like you more rap groups than y'all were Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like y'all were a choir.
Yeah.
Y'all came in as a choir.
A choir that agreed that y'all would shoot people.
Long hair. Y'all had braids. It was.
Some of y'all niggas just had perms. There was no braids.
Weird. But
3-6 Mafia?
Yeah, I
ooh,
mean,
don't do that.
How about
Don't
Cypress
do
Hill?
that.
Cypress
Some of them-
Hill?
Don't do that either.
yeah. There's some of them you just.
I think maybe they picked the right battle. Maybe after hearing all these names, maybe they picked the right people because.
Hieroglyphics? Nah.
Okay.
When you say things like hieroglyphics, and what was the one you said before that?
I said,
No, he said Cypress Hill before that.
No. Before when y'all went back and forth about.
I said Arrested Development.
That's like saying Jurassic 5.
Yes.
Jurassic.
And that's yeah. That was like
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Mr. Wendell.
Yeah. Come on.
Mr. Wendell.
Come on.
You know what I always
Those are
remember?
good tracks.
And Slippery do not even get played on the same.
You know why I always remember Jurassic 5? Because I had that video game ATV Off-Road Fury 2. The whole
That's a long
soundtrack,
title.
yes it was, but the whole soundtrack was rock songs. Jurassic 5, What Golden was on that soundtrack for some reason. I know because I had to make that the song to listen to. It was like the song that I had to find.
It was a refreshing little.
Because it was the only rap song on the whole thing.
That's how it was with. Oh yeah, I feel you.
Or like if somebody hit me with De La Soul.
De La Soul.
That's more Arrested Development.
Yeah, that would be Arrested. Yeah.
You were very wrong. That's more the woke.
The
Souls
one,
on
yeah.
Souls of Mischief
Maybe
and stuff like that. Like if
you
Migos,
tried?
if that was where Migos was going with this, I would be really concerned.
I'm really, like other than the lock, I'm really not seeing too like this Bone thing is a stretch, but
Yeah.
I don't even see it. Maybe because we didn't understand the lyrics of both groups. I don't know.
What?
Bone, there was a lot of times
There was
we didn't.
the whole when Bone came out, no one knew the lyrics.
Like it was,
No
I think
one.
like Bone Thugs and Shaggy got a lot of like slide at that
And
time.
you
Yeah.
had to write the lyrics down. Like you had to trust whoever stayed in the house and wrote the whole song out that was the lyrics. Because there was no, I'm gonna look up the lyrics.
Actually, I feel like if you go on Rap Genius, still there's some of them early albums still have questions on what the lyrics were.
They won't say what it is.
But Bone definitely said a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That and Snow Informer is like two songs that have no interpret. Like no one knows what Informer says, but unless you boom boom down, that's it. That song
I found a thing today that said songs that were made by white people that you were thought was black, and Snow was like the second one on
Yes,
there.
he was Post Malone. He was Informer was up there. And so if he would have never said the word boom boom, it would have been. He would still have a career.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll lick your boom boom down." They said, "Yep, no."
Now that shit's cool.
But then,
Nope.
So
Lazy Bone.
So we come to agreement that
the song's horrible.
The songs, yeah, you gotta listen to that.
There's facts in it.
Oh, there's facts. There's street facts. There's definitely knowledge. You feel.
G-Eazy had facts on his diss track to MGK. It wasn't good.
But yeah.
But this is more of an article than a song. Like I could have read the words.
Yeah, you could have just posted this.
So what? Is this like Jay Prince whenever he was mad at Birdman when he like talked over a beat,
I could have
which
read
was
this.
dope.
No, that would have been better. I could have read. Yes, this was nowhere near that. This was.
But the
Migos trying to
agreement
win the
is,
war.
so we're actually coming closer that this Migos Bones thing is more legitimate since like 3-6 Mafia not realistic. Cypher's Hell could beat them today and would not be close.
Only because Bone to me is as petty as this.
Yeah, they are this petty.
I don't think the other groups are petty enough to go there without saying, well, when I see them, I'm going to fuck them up.
Yeah.
So until then, I won't say nothing about it. Bone's the only ones who's going to go through a diss track for some 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
And you're 48. Like, come on. Like, that, I don't, no.
No, you know what would have been interesting? What if they was like, we the best group ever, and it was NWA? What if Dre and Cube, and then you got to go get the other two that have their feelings hurt, have to come out and do something.
Arabian
MC
Prince. MC Ren and Arabian Prince.
I remember MC Ren, but I didn't want to say MC
And
Ren.
Yella? No.
Yella? Yeah,
Yella.
DJ Yella.
Yella's out here doing like porn or something now.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Was I think hip hop and porn is a big thing, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
I think he's directing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
though. But yeah, hey, getting your money.
For y'all weirdos that's about to go out there and try to find this shit.
I was his name one
No.
time. Like you listen to porn soundtracks. Come on.
Yeah.
Who? But no, I don't think best group.
Yo, what's
That's
that?
what I'm saying. No, none of the real best groups have anything to say about this. It's just letting that go. No one.
So wait, where's Bone Thugs in our best groups conversation anyway?
To like probably top 10. Wait, but it depends on like which way you're saying, because like then we were saying, wait, do we even do a top 10 groups?
We haven't yet, but I think we did duos.
We got
Duos, we did the
And
duos.
Groups was next due to
Yeah.
duo being.
Oh no, we did do. I thought we did groups because I thought WuTang won.
Wow, I gotta look back.
Oh no.
Which you didn't think that would happen?
No,
No, it's not
I'm
that.
a Wu.
Yeah, Wu
definitely-
Tang for life.
Yeah, anybody over 5 members, Wu-Tang's number 1.
Yeah.
There's no group over 5 members better than Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Beatles, all that shit. Like, I'm Wu-Tang out. Like this, but under that, we
Okay, you'll say you was lucky because Jackson ended with 5. Because I'd have
Oh.
Jackson.
ended with 5.
What did Tito and them do by themselves?
Yo.
Give me a Tito album that compares to RZA or you, like anybody.
Hey, but back to the Beatles argument. Like
Give
Paul,
me a RZA album. I mean, give me a. No. Give me Tito, Jermaine, or whatever the other dude's name, versus a motherfucking
I actually think Jermaine had an album.
Ghostface album. Like, none of them even.
No. Yeah.
Period.
But always talk about the group.
I know, but this group can spawn off at least into individuals to some extent. That group has no individual albums that sold, other than Michael.
I ain't gonna argue with it.
Okay, so they're not the best group.
Jermaine had about 6 albums. He got
Told you.
up.
I knew Jermaine had albums.
That don't mean nothing.
And actually, no, he did have one hit song by himself. I know he had one.
One hit song, we just said 6 albums. Did you hear that? Did you hear your...
All right, top song. What do you think it
That's
was?
the same record as the over 500 you had with that quarterback.
When the rain begins to fall.
One hit out of 6 records.
And yeah, that was it. I remember that song.
When the rain begins to fall.
Yeah, it was like what? Is it like 82 or 83?
84.
84. Yeah.
That was his first single off his first album, and then it flopped ever since. Because his brother kept making music. That's what happened.
Yeah, that probably.
So wait, so did Migos crack the top 10 all time already?
No. What?
Top 10 over 3 artists?
Over
Three or more artists, yeah.
3 or more artists. They may make my number 9 as of right now. Not.
You don't even know what your wait. What
Don't worry about it. I'm just saying. Number 10's always my old school.
Yeah.
So I'm giving them number 9 because they are doing stuff. Like they do have a run. But I'm
Also,
not,
you know what? We'll have to find out, but I really feel like we did this because I feel like he was really offended about like Jurassic 5 or something.
yes, he was.
Yeah, I was.
Yes,
I
he was.
I have a Jurassic 5 T-shirt
I
and.
think he had it on during the top 10.
Matter of fact, if we
I
do
think
it,
we did a top
I'll
10.
wear it and I'll
I
bring out
think
my
we already
poster.
did it. I think we already did.
Did we?
it.
Did we?
And you may be pissed that they were like number you tried.
Yeah.
Because I think they were so.
Because I think De La Soul is my old one.
Tribe Called Quest, man, we had.
I don't know. I don't
this
think we
might
did.
happen. If not, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, The Locks.
Mobb Deep.
Mobb Deep's not 3 members.
I thought there were 3.
Who'd you count? The producer?
Havoc was the producer.
It's Havoc.
Is
and
Havoc
P.
not?
It's Havoc and P. One of my favorite producers is Havoc, so I'm not going there.
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying, like, are you
But
counting
they're
Havoc
not- they're
twice?
not more than Beastie Boys, Third Base.
213. I'm just fucking around.
213.
They had one good album.
Dog Pound.
Dog Pound.
Yeah, Dog
Dog
Pound.
Pound.
Yeah, Dog Pound.
Dance Corrupt and Snoop. Like,
You
I
looked
mean,
at
they had-
yeah, that one when you looked at me at 213, like I was serious.
You went. West Side Connection.
West Side
See,
Connection,
There's
yep.
a lot of people.
West Side Connection's cool, but I don't know if it's in my top 10. Not
Yeah.
over Dog
But
Pound.
they will be an argument. But they would argue for 10. But no, I don't think we did this because Migos definitely would be my top 10.
Also, again, just like the other one, we have to make sure it's grouped with albums. Because we can't be like, I love Black Hippies, but they ain't got no album.
I don't know who. No.
That's Kendrick, Schoolboy, Absol.
I'm not doing these throw together groups just for one collabo album.
One collabo album. What about?
Black Star.
That was a duo.
That's a duo
Yeah.
with a DJ.
Okay.
He didn't rap. I technically not rap. So don't try to take me there. No. They're more like Run DMC because Wizard didn't rap. So they were
There was
duo.
only one album with that.
Who? Black Dot? Yeah, Black went solo.
Black Star, I thought only had one.
Black Star. Yeah, but it still was only 2 people.
Yeah.
For all that, Camp Lo only got 1 song. Like, but
Oh, you're completely right about that. I ain't arguing that. But all right, people. We about to clear it up here tonight.
So it sounds like we might be having something coming up soon
yeah, it
with
sounds
this.
like.
We're going to have to do something about that
I
group
was
thing.
gonna do the top 10 because we did this like we talked about this outside of here, other people. But top 10. What's that? How do you call this character? Zany character or top 10 dimwit? Like the
We're
like
talking
the
about-
Kramers and the
Oh.
Oh, we're talking
okay.
about, I thought we were talking about rap still. I thought
Like-
like top 10 like the goofy characters, the
Goofy.
Joeys, the Waldos off of Family Matters, like the stupid characters. But that was a whole nother.
last thing before we go, huge news, and this is past wrestling. This is like if you were like a child in like mid 2000s thing, this story kind of weird
I'm out.
fucked your brain up. The WWE announced that they will be inducting Chris Benoit into the Wrestling Hall of Fame this year. This is one of them things I'm torn about, man. Because when he was a wrestler, he was the shit, bro. Like he was that dude that like he wasn't the most exciting. He wasn't doing like acrobatic shit, but he was just that dude. And again, I was a big Eddie Guerrero fan, and it was cool. Like watching both of them come up and get that title in the WrestleMania of the year, but they were both in the ring together, both having titles.
Yeah.
And then what happened with the family, which just
You don't think since that?
I don't know. I just like when is enough time? It's like when people try to make jokes about 9/11. Like when is there enough time? And swear to God, this is where I put that like that tragedy in line of because he killed his whole family.
Well, do you do? Okay, it ain't the same to an extent. I don't know, but this like Junior Seau to me.
Well,
Yeah.
So do you like this? This is wrestling in personal life.
Like Eddie Guerrero died because of a steroid overdose. They've completely celebrated him as a normal wrestler who was great.
Everybody
Yeah.
wrestling steroids. So
Yeah.
let's not
So,
act
yeah.
like
Well, no,
he's
that's the
first.
reason. But they blame the reason that all this stuff happened on a roid rage episode.
Oh well, then they're doing the right by not including him because they can't do that if they accepted the steroids and not. You gotta. So on them that they have to.
Again, it's always been a weird thing for me. I'm not condone. I'll never condone what Chris Benoit did. That was one of the most. Just like I said, I had to be like 12 or 13 because honestly, when that happened, was the beginning of enemy watching wrestling because it like destroyed a storyline. Like Vince McMahon was supposed to be dead, so like when it happened, Vince McMahon came out on Raw that night and had to speak. And it'd been like 3 weeks since anybody had seen Vince McMahon because supposedly he was dead. So they destroyed a storyline because of this, which I'm fine with. You got to do that.
Yeah.
But at that point, it was like, well, like y'all.
It pulled the curtain away for you. This.
I know, I already knew it was fake. But at that point, it was just like, whoa, wow, y'all got to find out how to figure out when people die. like when people really die. Because then Vince McMahon had to show up like, well, I'm not really dead, but like he's really dead.
So, stop the fake and go for the wait, this is weird.
So like, that was definitely the beginning of the end. Like I said, I still check out with people like Undertaker and Jeff Hardy and stuff like that.
Where is their Hall of Fame at?
Probably Connecticut. I know that's where the
Yes,
headquarters is.
somewhere over there.
I would like to see all the wrestlers in Hall of Fame.
That'd be
I
cool.
think I need to see this.
That'd be an interesting Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I'm gonna have some like wow, like or some what?
Yeah.
But I do want to see this.
I think it'd be
like,
something
how
to
do you like I want to see how do they.
Also, Mean
you know,
Gene
the-
Mean Gene Erkland died today.
Oh man, Mean Gene.
Yes. I actually do remember him seeing him a few times when I was a kid.
Man.
He was usually making special appearances by the time I was watching wrestling.
Yeah, he was 100% in the game.
So he's like he would be like my Jim Ross or King.
I don't even know the Lord.
You never saw Jim Ross? You remember Jim Ross, don't you? Larry King Lawler and all them?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Larry King Lawler
Yes.
had a different thing just happen. The reason why people just got his name up.
Yeah. But no, Mean Gino, yeah. Oh man. That was like with the Hart Foundation?
Yeah.
And Bret Hart and them, I had a shirt. I went to Civic Arena for it, and I had the pink shirt. And it was like Real Men Wear Pink banner. Like we had all that. We was like 9. We painted on the sheet. We were so happy for that shit. Like him and his brother with the beard. Like, yeah, we were Hart Foundation kids. So Megaphone Gene was like, yeah.
Last thing of the day, LeBron James came out and admitted that he believes he is the best player of all time after winning that Cleveland championship.
What?
Had to end it with LeBron.
Yeah, why'd you have to do that? Hey, we're going to go back. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
This might not be any better.
Or what's Sugar Hill Gang?
Wait, what? No, it's Grandmaster Flat.
In the Furious 5,
Yeah.
they have a better chance. Sugar Hill Gang's lyrics were controversially stolen and stuff like that. They were just the first televised rap, but not
Okay.
necessarily earn their spot.
Yeah.
So I will not really fans of them. It's just
Okay.
the first hip hop song that got buzz. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you talking about as part of the group?
Yeah, he's back in the.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
As soon as he brought up 5, I was like, okay, we're going to number 6. Okay, we're going to Furious 5. That's 6 people. Let's go.
Oh,
No,
Message.
I'm.
Message.
I was gonna say the message is my
Public
shit.
Enemy. Public Enemy will be a group.
Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Naughty by Nature.
Yes. One of them. Yes. And we just had this issue over mics. Someone didn't know who Tretch was. And we almost disowned him, like, just as a human being.
Wow.
Like,
But I think that's why the group fell apart, though.
Yeah.
Because Stretch didn't want to be part of a group anymore.
they came to the end of the run. Like, Naughty by Nature, after Pog's death, Tretch became just more of, like, defending that legacy more than actually being Naughty by Nature, to me. And I think that segue, out of them being a group. But Naughty by Nature, like, hands down, for a gangster rap group, they have some of the most. It's almost like Onyx. Onyx might go down as one of my favorite. Onyx.
Okay.
Onyx might be in the top 5.
That's a weird one for me, man.
Onyx is top 5 because they brought grunge and all that shit in the rap too. Like Slam is one of the biggest, like mosh, like crossover jams.
What does No Limit Soldiers count at that point?
If you spin it after Slam, but I mean, like Slam is like no, it's not the same.
I was about to say something, then he hit me with Slam. And well, this one's a full blown joke because they only have one song, then everything fell apart after that. But City High.
Wow. Wow. Fuji's.
What?
This is how I know. You know what? This is why I know we did this list because I think the argument at the end was Fuji's and WuTang.
I don't know. I feel like we did this and we were doing duos.
I feel like it was a little bit of both. I'm lost.
I think because I feel like because I mentioned Crisscross and I feel
That's
like
duo.
That's what I'm saying. I thought
And I think
I think we did duos.
No, I know we did duo because I argued
And
clips for like an
we
hour.
were going to do groups. And I
Yeah.
don't think we ever got to groups. I think we established what groups were, and we never did it.
We have to figure that out then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we just did it right here. I think we just now.
Well, no. Because there's some gaps in your like because you have to pick somewhere between Onyx, Not Even Nature, and what was the other one?
What?
I don't think all.
Fuji's, all them?
No, Fuji's will make it.
Yeah.
All of them will make it. Onyx won't make the top 10 groups.
If you're gonna fight for the top 5.
No, not top 5.
Oh, 'cause you seem like you.
They would be in my top 5, but I'm not going to say they're going to make your top 5.
Oh, okay.
Top 10, Onyx is
I
definitely.
was because that's where that's where that fight might end up getting lost. Is if you like.
Lost Boys.
Lost
Like
Boys?
Styles that are at shit. Renee is still one of the hardest female dedication songs ever made. Like,
You always done me
Okay.
souls of mischief.
Souls of Mischief, yeah.
But again, that's also gonna be the weird part with groups.
Far Side.
Far Side, kind
That's
of
what-
linguistics.
That's where Souls of Mischief kind of come from.
Yeah, that's
from
true.
me.
Far Side, yep.
I don't think we did groups. I don't think we did this.
And then again, NWA.
She's so bad. NWA's like number 1 or 2. Like we can't not. It's like NWA, WuTang.
Yeah.
Fuji's.
Yeah, these are like the top. Wow. We might have to just start doing top 5s this year.
Top
Oh,
5.
Top 5s. We're gonna have to break down the top 10s to top
Nah,
5s.
fuck.
New year, new game, top 5s.
Damn.
I mean, I'm
Shout
wrong
out
with
to
that, but
Chris
I
Rock
don't.
in the movie Top 5, but we're going with that from now on. I think we need to just.
That's even harder. I don't like that because now.
It was 5 and
But
maybe a 6th and argue it out. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, let's go.
So that'll be
All right.
it for us today, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you want to? Because we haven't eaten anything in a while. Did you want to try your rum cake, or do you want to wait?
We can do it if we got. I mean, I guess we what?
It's 9 o'clock.
Ah.
We'll save it for
Yeah,
next
we'll
week.
save it for another.
We got rum
time.
cake. I'm trying to figure out how to get us some of the best cereal y'all ever tasted on the show. And
Shut up. Shut up. Mark, you said it today. Don't you be the first one trying not to eat it. Like, that you said.
oh well, no, because if I didn't think we were gonna eat it, I wouldn't have let anybody know we were gonna do. There's things that I won't try.
I'm still lost at how that makes sense. I'm a Sour Patch Kid, like I'm a sour candy guy, but I'm not understanding how this is working with milk. Like I'm not getting sour sweet, and you trying to make it taste good.
I feel like you just waste.
doing it.
I feel like you're just wasting the milk because nobody's drinking the milk.
Oh, you're definitely not drinking.
No.
milk with this. You're definitely
Like
not
I
drinking
tell
milk.
everybody, my reason I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Part of that is that milk is some of the most fire shit you will ever drink after a bowl.
Top 10 cereal milks.
Top cereal milks.
All these need to be made by motherfucking Snyder's and milk companies. Like how they do the Reese's and all that.
I'm sure they can.
They can, but they need to do it. I don't need them to can. I need
Then
them to
just do it. Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, let me
milk.
just get the Lucky Charms milk. Just go. I'm cool. For
Add a
that.
couple marshmallows in there. That's all.
All you want is marshmallow flavored milk. The cereal don't taste like nothing.
It's sugar.
Marshmallows.
Sugar marshmallow. What the
That's what
hell?
90% of them taste like.
What the hell?
So we'll be back next week. More taste tests. More. We're gonna get reviews back on because y'all sent me some music. I need to find a way to listen to the one joint, but we'll talk about that off camera. But I'm definitely down for all the music we can do because Blueface is terrible. I listened to the whole Too Cocky album, just letting y'all know, and that's it. Goodbye. Happy New Year's. Thank you again to Malachi Grimo,
Happy
Worldwide Radio,
New
and the whole
Year's.
shebang. And see y'all on January 12th at the Boiler Room
For the meet and greet.
for the meet and greet.
Banksville Road.
Yes. That's enough. Don't
That's
mess it
enough.
up.
That's it.
Don't mess it up, James.
That's it.
Say your goodbyes.
Hasta
Y'all
luego.
peace out. Have a good night, guys. Happy New Year's.